What if I told you that the most advanced longevity treatments, costing over $100,000 at exclusive clinics, could be replaced by a simple $100 patch that activates your body's own stem cells? And what if I told you that this isn't some futuristic fantasy, but a reality that's transforming lives right now? Today, we're exploring one of the most fascinating developments in regenerative medicine: the evolution from highly complex, expensive clinical treatments to elegantly simple, light-based healing technologies that are democratizing access to advanced cellular repair. This is the story of two revolutionary approaches to human optimization. On one side, we have Dr. Matt Cook's sophisticated, data-driven clinical model, representing the pinnacle of personalized regenerative medicine with price tags that can reach six figures. On the other, we have breakthrough stem cell technology patches that harness photobiomodulation to achieve similar cellular activation results for under $100 per month. But here's what makes this story even more interesting. The reason these patches are so affordable isn't just about the technology. It's about a completely different business model that was specifically designed to bypass the expensive, profit-heavy systems that make traditional medical treatments so costly. Before we dive into these approaches, we need to understand the fundamental principle that underlies all regenerative medicine. According to Raymond Francis in Never Be Sick Again, there is essentially one disease: cellular malfunction. This occurs through two primary pathways, deficiency and toxicity, affecting six key systems in our body. Think of your cells as a vast workforce of trillions of specialized employees. When these cellular workers lack the proper tools and nutrients they need, deficiency, or when their workplace becomes contaminated with toxins, they can't perform their intricate daily tasks that keep us healthy. This cellular dysfunction manifests as what we call different diseases: cancer, heart disease, diabetes. But at the root, it's all the same problem: cells that aren't functioning optimally. This understanding forms the foundation for both approaches we'll explore today. The question becomes, how do we restore optimal cellular function? And perhaps more importantly, how do we make that restoration accessible to everyone, not just the wealthy elite? Dr. Matt Cook has developed what we might call the clinical pyramid approach to human optimization. Picture a sophisticated, multi-tiered system that begins with comprehensive baseline testing and progresses through increasingly expensive interventions. At the foundation of Dr. Cook's pyramid lies lifestyle optimization: perfect diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management. This foundation alone can take a year and significant investment to properly establish. The second tier involves comprehensive data collection using AI platforms that integrate laboratory results, wearables data, and longitudinal tracking. These assessments can cost thousands of dollars and require specialized medical facilities. The third tier introduces targeted peptide therapies. These treatments, while highly effective, can cost $500 to $2,000 per month and require medical supervision. Dr. Cook has identified peptides for every organ system, with immune peptides being particularly impactful for system-wide optimization. The fourth tier incorporates advanced biologics, stem cell injections, and exosome treatments. A single stem cell injection can cost $5,000 to $15,000, and patients often need multiple treatments. Exosome therapy can range from $3,000 to $8,000 per session. At the pyramid's apex are experimental gene therapies, such as follistatin gene therapy, which can cost $25,000 to $50,000 for a single treatment that lasts 12 to 18 months. When you add up comprehensive testing, ongoing monitoring, multiple peptide protocols, stem cell treatments, and gene therapies, patients can easily invest $100,000 or more in their optimization journey. To understand why Dr. Cook's approach costs so much, we need to examine the traditional pharmaceutical and medical system. The high prices aren't necessarily because the treatments are inherently expensive to produce. They're expensive because of a cascade of added costs built into the system. First, there are massive regulatory hurdles and prolonged clinical trials that can cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Then, there are patent protection costs, extensive marketing campaigns, and most significantly, multiple layers of distribution involving wholesalers, pharmacy chains, middlemen, and advertising agencies. Each layer inflates the final price the consumer pays. A peptide that might cost $50 to produce could end up costing $2,000 by the time it reaches the patient. Stem cell treatments that could theoretically be much more affordable become luxury services available only to the wealthy. The traditional medical system also operates on a scarcity model. Specialized knowledge, limited access, complex procedures that require expert administration. This creates what we might call regenerative medicine inequality, where life-enhancing treatments are available primarily to those with significant financial resources. Enter stem cell technology patches, a paradigm shift that embodies the principle that sometimes the most profound breakthroughs come from returning to fundamental truths that have existed all along. These patches work through photobiomodulation, the use of specific wavelengths of light to stimulate cellular processes. Here's the fascinating science. Organic crystals embedded in wearable patches reflect your body's own infrared light back at specific wavelengths. These wavelengths activate cellular pathways that naturally stimulate the production of copper peptides, GHK copper, and activate dormant stem cells throughout your body. This isn't just theoretical, it's based on the same fundamental science that Dr. Cook utilizes, but approached from an entirely different angle. Instead of introducing external stem cells or peptides through expensive injections, these patches activate your body's existing regenerative capacity. It's like having a master key that unlocks your genome's inherent healing potential. The elegance lies in its simplicity. No injections, no clinical visits, no complex protocols. Simply apply a patch and let your body's ancient wisdom do the work. The patches stimulate the same copper peptides that expensive clinical treatments aim to deliver, but they do so by awakening your body's natural production systems. But here's what makes this even more remarkable. The patches achieve similar cellular activation results to treatments that cost thousands of dollars, but they do it for under $100 per month. How is this possible? The dramatic cost difference isn't just about the technology, it's about a completely revolutionary business model that was specifically designed to bypass the expensive, bloated systems of traditional medicine and retail. The creators of stem cell technology patches recognized that the conventional pharmaceutical industry's pricing model was fundamentally flawed. Instead of spending millions on advertising, shelf space, regulatory navigation, and multiple layers of middlemen, they chose a direct-to-consumer approach through network marketing. This wasn't a random business decision. It was a conscious choice to eliminate the typical markups that make medical treatments so expensive. Instead of paying for TV commercials, pharmacy chains, wholesaler profits, and regulatory compliance costs, the company redirects that value directly to the people who use and share the products. Here's how it works. Rather than selling through traditional retail channels, The patches are distributed through a network of users who have experienced the benefits firsthand. These aren't professional salespeople. They're real people sharing real results. A mother tells her friend how the patches helped her sleep better. A runner explains how they helped him recover faster. A wellness practitioner helps her clients find non-invasive, drug-free options. This person-to-person approach eliminates massive overhead costs. No expensive advertising campaigns, no shelf space fees, no middleman markups. The money that would typically go to these traditional distribution costs instead goes to keeping the product affordable and rewarding people for sharing their authentic experiences. The result? A technology that delivers similar cellular benefits to treatments costing $10,000 to $50,000, but priced at under $100 per month for regular users. Both approaches are grounded in solid scientific principles, but they represent fundamentally different philosophies of intervention. Dr. Cook's model follows the pharmaceutical paradigm. Identify deficiencies, introduce external solutions, monitor, and adjust. It's based on the principle of addition, adding peptides, stem cells, and genetic modifications to optimize function. The science is robust, with extensive clinical data supporting the efficacy of individual interventions. Stem cell technology patches follow the activation paradigm. Recognize that the body already contains everything it needs for optimal function. The key is activation rather than addition. The science of photobiomodulation is well established, with over 4,000 published studies demonstrating how specific light wavelengths can stimulate cellular processes, enhance mitochondrial function, and promote tissue repair. Interestingly, both approaches ultimately target the same cellular pathways. Dr. Cook injects copper peptides. The patches stimulate your body to produce them naturally. Dr. Cook introduces external stem cells. The patches activate your existing stem cell populations. The destination is the same, optimal cellular function, but the journey and cost are radically different. The effectiveness of stem cell technology patches isn't just theoretical. Users report remarkable improvements in energy, sleep quality, pain reduction, mental clarity, and overall vitality. Many describe feeling years younger within weeks of starting to use the patches. What's particularly compelling is that these results are being achieved by everyday people, not just wealthy individuals with access to exclusive clinics. Teachers, construction workers, retirees, busy parents, people from all walks of life are experiencing cellular regeneration benefits that were previously available only to the elite. The patches work by activating the same fundamental healing mechanisms that expensive clinical treatments target, but they do so by working with your body's natural systems rather than overriding them. This approach often leads to more sustainable, long-term improvements because it's enhancing your body's own capacity for healing and regeneration. Perhaps the most significant difference between these approaches lies in accessibility. Dr. Cook's clinical model, while highly effective, creates what we might call regenerative medicine inequality. It's available primarily to those with significant financial resources, geographic proximity to advanced clinics, and the time to commit to complex treatment protocols. Stem cell technology patches democratize access to regenerative medicine. They're affordable, require no clinical supervision, have no geographic limitations, and demand minimal time investment. This represents a fundamental shift from healthcare as a service provided by experts to healthcare as a tool accessible to everyone. This democratization has profound implications. Instead of regenerative medicine being available to a select few, it becomes accessible to millions. Instead of requiring expert interpretation and administration, it becomes as simple as applying a patch. Instead of being reactive, waiting until problems develop, it becomes proactive, supporting optimal cellular function from the start. The business model ensures this accessibility remains sustainable. Because the patches are distributed through satisfied users rather than expensive retail channels, the company can maintain affordable pricing while still providing quality products and fair compensation to those who share them. You might be wondering, if these patches are so effective and affordable, why can't you just buy them at your local pharmacy or health store? The answer lies in the revolutionary business model we discussed. Traditional retail requires massive markups to cover store overhead, advertising costs, shelf space fees, and retailer profits. A product that costs $100 through direct distribution might cost $300 to $500 in traditional retail after all these markups are added. The creators of stem cell technology patches made a conscious decision to avoid this expensive retail model. Instead, they're available exclusively through a network of users who have experienced the benefits firsthand. This ensures that when you get the patches, you're also getting support and guidance from someone who actually uses them and understands their benefits. This approach also maintains the integrity of the product education. Rather than relying on store clerks who may know nothing about photobiomodulation or cellular regeneration, you're learning from people who have lived the experience and can share real insights about how to maximize the benefits. Looking toward the future, both approaches will likely play important roles, but their trajectories are quite different. Dr. Cook's clinical model will continue to advance, becoming more precise and effective. However, it will likely remain a specialized field, serving those with complex health challenges or those seeking the absolute pinnacle of optimization. It represents the Formula One of regenerative medicine, cutting edge, high performance, but not practical for everyday use. Stem cell technology patches represent the Tesla of regenerative medicine, revolutionary technology made accessible to the masses. As our understanding of photobiomodulation deepens and the technology continues to evolve, we can expect even more sophisticated applications that maintain the core principle of simplicity and accessibility. The long-term potential lies not in choosing between these approaches, but in recognizing their complementary roles. Stem cell technology patches could serve as the foundation for population-wide health optimization, while clinical approaches like Dr. Cook's could address specific, complex cases that require more intensive intervention. The evolution from Dr. Cook's complex clinical interventions to stem cell technology patches represents more than just technological advancement. It represents a return to fundamental truths about healing and human optimization, made accessible through innovative business thinking. Dr. Cook's work has been invaluable in mapping the terrain of human optimization, identifying the specific pathways and mechanisms that govern cellular health. His research and clinical experience have provided the scientific foundation that makes simplified approaches possible. But stem cell technology patches remind us that the most profound breakthroughs often come from recognizing that the solutions we seek have been within us all along, and that revolutionary business models can make revolutionary technology accessible to everyone. If you're interested in learning more about how stem cell technology patches work, their scientific foundation, and how you can access this breakthrough technology, comment ebook below, and we'll send you a comprehensive free guide that explains everything you need to know about photobiomodulation and cellular regeneration. The future of regenerative medicine isn't about more complexity or higher costs. It's about elegant simplicity and universal accessibility. The newest breakthrough in regenerative medicine isn't about adding something foreign to our bodies. It's about remembering and reactivating the extraordinary healing capacity that has been our birthright all along. Comment ebook now to discover how you can join the regenerative medicine revolution without breaking the bank.